Welcome to the second episode of Impact Unspoken. I'm your host Ritu Chhetri, and today for this episode we have Mr. Shwetank Pandey with us, who is not just an engineer but also the founder of Mosh Technology. So, without any further ado, let's just get on with the conversation. Shwetank sir, welcome to this episode. I'm glad that you have joined us for this conversation today.
Thank you, my pleasure.
So let's know about your journey, like how you got into this particular business. Like you have Moosh Technology, right? So tell us about it.
Okay, so I did my engineering and back in 2008 when I came to Delhi, started working and then I worked in various companies before I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2022. The business that I'm doing now is more or less the extension of what I was doing as a professional prior to that. A lot that I had learned in my various previous organizations is what is culminated enough to take this leap and start something on my own. Yeah, that's how I have started.
Like, how was your corporate experience before getting into this business?
Right. I have worked in Indian startup companies in the beginning, and then moved on to some multinational corporations. One was a Japanese multinational, then a German, and then the last one was a French multinational company. Every organization has its culture and gives you the opportunity to learn. And so when I speak about like the domain that I have worked, I have all in all been in industrial automation. I have worked. In fact, I started as an engineer to go into the commissioning of the products, automation systems, and then I moved into sales and business development, and then I led a division. And we were doing industrial automation, networking, digitalization, these kind of work that I have done. So, and this is what I'm doing now in the business also.
So you were already in like corporate world. So what made you just leave that and start your own startup?
Well, I was very happy in my last organization. I had a good position, nice friends, good team, a very aspirational career opportunity, and everything was all good, very well. But yes, something to create on my own is what a challenge or maybe something within me to start something on my own, able to become employable, give someone the opportunity to work, get a job, do something for the society. I don't know, maybe philosophical, but yeah, I wanted to do something on my own. That's how I took the reason. No single straightforward answer, maybe, but yeah.
Is there something that motivated you like to have this kind of mindset?
The job that I was doing was more of an entrepreneurial in itself.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of platform was already set. It's just that when you work for an organization, you have a lot of things sorted because like your finances are sorted, your support staff, team, everything is sorted in terms of resources. When I started on my own, then I had to go on pick every resource on my own, arrange every possible resources that is needed to do the business. So that's the challenge of being an entrepreneur, and maybe that's a challenge I took on and doing it now.
Is there anything, any such kind of piece of information that you would like to give it to the public about this particular industry, that they should know about it before getting themselves into this particular industry?
Well, if you see, we are in the time that we are living in is a time there is a revolution going on. We talk about artificial intelligence, we talk about machine learning, deep learning, machines or the systems taking their own decisions is all a revolution. Perhaps the world will see it maybe some time later, the impact on the world, on the livelihood of people. But yes, we are into a revolution. And the crux of this whole system that is happening now is based on data, and that is where the quest of all the companies is towards their getting the data from all their individual consumers, users, and that's what we also do. But we do it not with consumers, we do it with industries. What we realize over the period of time is that there is a massive amount of data that is there inside the shop floor, inside on the machine. If I go technical, it's on individual sensors, right? Those data if can be tapped and modeled it can give a lot about a business, how the business can grow, how they can reduce on, they can optimize their production, they can reduce wastage. And of course, we are now talking about the planet, right? The environmental aspect of planet, global warming. So we see that industries, the manufacturing industries per se, have been a major contributor in terms of maybe pollution or the greenhouse effects and all that. So there are a lot of regulations that is coming on industries by respective countries' governments. How industry will perform towards the sustainability of the planet depends how they do the production, how sustainable production that they can reach to, how optimized they can be on their resources, how not being polluted or the pollutants being emitted in the environment. All these can be done if we have sufficient data with us. If we know the data, we can take a decision. As human being, we do that. The artificial intelligence system takes the data, patterns it, and delivers a decision. Similarly, the same system goes to the manufacturing sector, and this is the space where MOS technology is exactly working. We give our customers the ability to first acquire the data, then we give them the ability to take the data and do the analytics over that and find out actionable insights or the right decision making to prevent those detrimental or harmful maybe wastages, or and that's how their production, the future of production, or future of manufacturing industry is.
Who are your customers?
For us, the customers are always the manufacturing companies like oil and gas, to cater our energy requirements, like say FMCG, which handles the food, packaging, packaged goods, the retail market that we have, pharmaceuticals and automobiles. These are our industry, like our customers.
Right. And coming back to your journey, I have this question, like, how did you acquire your first customer, first client? The story, I would love to know the story.
You were talking about my business, right?
Yeah.
When I came into the business. Well, I mean, just first customer came out of random.
Okay.
He needed something that I was selling. So it just came random, but I can give you a very interesting story about the first project that I got. So I started in 2022. I was doing some small orders for the whole year, which sort of at the end of the year 22, like somewhere in the month of November, December, I was feeling a little lost. I was feeling like it perhaps I was not good enough for the business. It didn't turn out what I expected, and all sort of negative thoughts that was like creeping inside my mind. Sort of a depression was kicking in, and like this thing was going on in the month of May. I remember it very crystal clear in my mind. In the month of May, it was like a very like it was on the peak of its heat, and I had gone to one customer. It is a manufacturing facility in Rajasthan, and it was like the most, perhaps the hottest day of the summer in Rajasthan. In a manufacturing place, generally it is like, because of the manufacturing happening, it is higher than the ambient temperature generally that you have, right? Because a lot of machinery is working, a lot of movements are happening, so it tends to be more hotter than the normal environment. Now you just add to the month of May in the Rajasthan, and then in the manufacturing facility it was, and then for some reason this customer's place, I mean, you have a parking, and then you have to walk for a kilometer without any shed to his office. And it was like all that. So I had gone through those things, and yet by the end of November, December, I did not have enough to float for the next year. I was literally thinking that whether it was a right decision or not.
As in life, we always have hard times. As you told about your first client and everything, you were having some mental battle going on in your head.
True.
So how did you deal with that?
See, starting a business, starting a company, and then surviving with that company is not easy. First of all, it makes you humble. It creates a lot of questions, confusions, doubt in yourself always. And especially when you start from scratch, you do not have enough of a backing, funding, support, all that. When I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I started it only when I had worked for a certain period of time in industry. So whatever the savings, the small savings I could have, and that too, that saving was mostly to run the house instead of putting it in the business. It was that house, our household can sustain for say 1 year or maybe 1.5 years or something, so that I can focus on my business and then see how it takes. So definitely it is difficult. And I don't know, maybe just that you keep on there. You just don't go back. Just be there, wait for the right time, push hard. I mean, all that age-old knowledge that we have, don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up.
Is what probably worked for me.
That's what applies, I guess, everywhere.
I
Whenever
think-
you start something on your own,
True.
or whatever you're working
Yeah.
on. So, yeah, that's right. Talking about your whole startup thing, the Mosh technology, like what kind of products does it deal with?
Okay. So as I said, we deal with data. So if I break it down, one aspect of data is that we need to acquire data. So for that, we need a connectivity system. So Mosh deals with network systems, connectivity systems, where we deal with Ethernet, switching, routers, wireless communications, cables, and passive connectivity solutions. So that is the one aspect. If I make a pyramid of all the solutions that we have, the foundation is the connectivity. Then we go on security. So there we have various cybersecurity solutions with us. Then we go on orchestration of data. Then like we have various analytics platforms, unified namespace platforms, and then goes on to cloud connectivity, where you put your machine learning engines in the cloud, and then you get your intelligent system. So from acquiring a data, so rather if I put it in one line, from sensor to cloud is all that Mosh technology does.
What is your future plan with this particular startup?
As big as it can be. There is no restriction, there is no limit. If I talk about the context of India, India is emerging market. We hear a lot of people saying the decade is for India and this. So yes, we are riding on that wave that India is becoming one of the biggest economies in the world. Manufacturing is what the crux of any economy, right? We have consumers with us. If we can have enough manufacturing, so manufacturing has to grow. You have infrastructure needs to grow. Demand of energy grows. Everything as a country is growing. We are just riding onto that wave of growth that as a nation we are giving and going ahead, following to. Of course, once we come to a situation, we of course want to go and put Indian flag other ways also, other countries, expand. The idea of our business is that we partner, we collaborate with the best in class technologies, we integrate those technologies, and then we offer to our customers. So as many products as we can collaborate, and as many customers as we can gain. Yeah.
If you really had to start everything, this entire business from zero, what would you do differently?
I'm a firm believer of evolution. I feel like you cannot script evolution. Evolution takes anything gets shaped on its own, on the multiple efforts that goes on in the process. So I do not know if I can say if I would do anything. Probably I haven't gone through that much time into the business, but yeah, I mean I would do the way I did. Probably that's my strength, and I will go with my strength, and it will go like that.
Yeah.
It's a famous line from I think Zuckerberg. He said no idea is fully formed in the beginning. So it's just like that. There's no idea that is fully formed. You start with something, and then you start building up, knocking your head, and something gets produced out of it.
It's just like a learning thing.
It is like a learning. It is like doing something, changing it, doing something again and again and again, and something comes out.
I guess this is the most realistic answer I've heard with this particular question. So let's start the rapid fire round. So you have to be quick with all your answers.
I will try.
Alright. So first question, what is the best business advice that you have ever received?
Just do it.
Just do it. Alright. If you could have dinner with any entrepreneur, dead or alive, who would it be?
No one.
No one.
They are boring.
Alright. Okay, so one book that completely changed your perspective on business.
I don't read business books. I'm sorry. I'm more of a fictional,
Alright.
historical, and yeah, those things. So if I could recommend a book, sort of fiction, sort of true, is Book Thief.
Book Thief.
Yeah.
Any movie
Found it.
suggestion? Any one movie suggestion that you would want other people to watch? Let it not be just business. Second.
Well, The Hidden Figures.
All right. So, what's your guilty pleasure when you take a break from work?
Eating.
I guess that's best. Food is always love. So, if you had to describe your entrepreneurial journey in one word,
Depression.
all right, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank
I am in total love with the conversation that I had with Shwetank sir, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you are interested in more of such content, subscribe this channel, like, comment, and share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching. See you until next video. Bye bye.